It's that time of year again. We're prepping and planning for the new year. However, you're feeling a little overwhelmed, a little discouraged, because you've realized year after year after year, you've set goals and you've struggled with consistency, you've struggled with following through, and it has inevitably affected your relationship with yourself, your self-confidence, your self-trust, and you are just looking to break this cycle of broken promises. If you can relate to that, same. Same. I feel you. I think most of us going into the new year thrive off of motivation, right? On January 1st, we're ready to hit the gym 5 days a week. We're ready to eat healthy. We're no longer eating fast food or junk food. But then by February, maybe March, if we're lucky, we are burned out and completely fell off. And then this is how we get in that cycle of like, okay, it takes 6 to 7 months to get back to the point where we're gonna do reflection again. And then the next year, it's a new year, new me. That just, for whatever reason, has not worked for me. When it comes to moments of like deep reflection and prepping and planning, my goals haven't drastically changed. The older I get, the more I just wish for like a fulfilling life. I want to be able to show up as my best, most authentic self. I want freedom and flexibility in my career and my finances. I wish for joy, happiness, and health amongst myself, my friends, and family. And that's really all a girl could ask for, right? However, I feel like when it's time to set our goals, instead of being like really open and honest about where we are and what it requires to get there, we just focus on the end goal. We are just focused on what it's gonna look like when we get there. Regardless of what your end goals are, I do believe these 4 daily habits are going to set that foundation for you to stay consistent, follow through, and just rebuild your relationship and your self-trust and confidence overall. They don't require any money, very little time, and you can start them literally at any point. So with that being said, let's jump right into the video. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I'm Nnenia Yasmeen. I'm a New York City based fashion brand consultant and freelancer and creator and all the things. So daily habit number 1, this is probably the most important, and it is quite literally a non-negotiable. That is mental mindfulness. I think, again, we have to go back to pouring into ourselves. And I think that inevitably starts with our mindset. The things we're telling ourselves, the things we believe about ourselves, we have to shift that narrative. I highly recommend affirmations or taking time every day to write in a journal. This could look like listening to podcasts or music. I did affirmations way back in the day and I fell off, and I am feeling the brunt of that. It's these habits that I feel like we don't give enough credit. Doing affirmations, writing in your journal, it's not something that you're gonna feel so productive about. However, over time, it is these practices that are really gonna transform you from the inside out, and that are going to provide you the space to see your goals through. So mental mindfulness is an absolute non-negotiable in my opinion, and is where I feel everybody should start in the new year. That then brings me to the second daily habit, which is daily movement. Now, again, I am not here to tell you to get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym and lift heavy and do squats and RDLs. I know the goal may be to look a certain way, but again, that feeling you get when you're done working out or you're done doing something for yourself physically does so much for your mental health. Like, I don't know about y'all, but when I finish a workout, I don't care if that's the one and only thing I did for the whole day, I feel like I'm on top of the world. Like, I feel like I can do anything. So that's important. And then I also think it's important to, again, structure like your mindset towards physical health. This is why I said daily movement rather than like fitness, because I feel like when you hear the word fitness, it automatically means like hard or challenging. The purpose of this is not to dread it. We don't want to burn out, because that's what we've been doing. Movement could look like stretching, it could look like running, jogging, swimming, dancing, lifting, cycling. Like, there are so many things that you can do. Start small. Start with something that works with your current lifestyle, that you can find the time to do. And it's okay to find something that you enjoy. If you don't like running and being on your feet, get on the bike. If you don't like running, walk. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's options there. So my third habit is daily wellness. And again, this is a kind of a broad topic, but that is on purpose because it will look different for everybody depending on their interests, their goals, and their current lifestyle. I look at daily wellness as like self-care and the things that I am putting into my body, particularly like my food and diet and nutrition. I used to look at self-care as something that was not productive whatsoever. I used to look at things like getting my nails done or doing my makeup or my hair as a waste of time. And I have completely shifted my mindset towards self-care. Like, in order for you to show up as your best self and pour into other people, whether it be relationships or your work, hobbies, goals, whatever, you have to be pouring into yourself. I'll give an example of what daily wellness has looked like for me recently. A couple of months ago, I started the practice of getting dressed just because. I work from home. 90% of the time I am at home, but I've started this practice of getting dressed just because I know when I look good, I feel good. I still have days where I do like work in my pajamas, but it's not often. I do take the time to try and like come up with an actual outfit for the day, do my hair, look put together, because I just know what it does for me. And that's why I do it, because it is for me. And it's improved my overall mental health. It's improved my productivity. It's improved my mood. And it's something as simple as getting up and getting dressed every day. Those three habits are what I feel like set the foundation for this fourth and final habit, which is having a goal or something to look forward to. Again, going back to like those big goals we set for ourselves. We want to make X amount of dollars, or we want this job, we want to lose this amount of weight, whatever. I think being clear on those big goals is important. This can look like something you remind yourself of daily after your affirmations or your journal entry. You can go over that vision board you may have created, or mood board, or have a conversation with your friend or your partner, whatever that may look like, just as a source of that motivation that I feel like so many of us solely depend on and look for. I think it'll be enough in addition to the other three habits that we're going to be implementing. That's my little spiel for the new year. I hope this was helpful for anyone who still may be watching. Trust me when I say I know how it feels to be overwhelmed for the new year, or just a little bit discouraged when it comes to setting those goals and trying to plan how to achieve them. If it's one thing I've learned over the years, it's that the time is going to pass either way. And I think instead of trying to make bigger goals so that we feel good about ourselves, I think it's important to break it down a bit so that it's more realistic, and just continue to have those like really honest conversations with yourself about, again, not only where you're headed, but where you are and the steps you're gonna take to get there. I look at mental mindfulness, daily movement, and daily wellness as something that doesn't necessarily need to be completed within 365 days a year. Like, these are habits that are going to be a part of my life for as long as I live. So that allows me the space to take the time I need to start as small as it requires or is necessary, and working my way up to like taking on more as time passes. So I will be sharing more of this on my channel. That is my goal this year, is to just be more consistent, really. Like, that's the goal. Just show up and do it regardless of what it looks like. Like, we're letting go of perfectionism and procrastination. We are just going to do it, and we are going to learn and grow from actually showing up. If you made it this far in the video, Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know down below, what are your goals for the year and what does it look like? Like, what are the steps that you're taking to accomplish them? How are you feeling about them? I would love to hear more from you all as well as we head into yet another year. That is it for now. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.